You know when you're just so excited you could actually scream? That's how I feel right now. So I am going to be talking about the 9th episode of the 6th series of Doctor Who, Night Terrors. And if you saw my review of the last episode, you'll know that I have been completely sort of counting down the days for the second half of the 6th series to begin. First episode of the second half, brilliant. When I saw the trailer for the 9th episode, I was kind of like, this looks really good. It looks like we're getting back into the old style of Doctor Who where we have different creatures, fresh storylines, and I just couldn't wait. I'm holding a Doctor Who pen, by the way, just because I like to hold pens. And as usual, I've written down my notes chronologically, so I'll go through them with you there, and then we'll do a sort of overview. This video will contain spoilers if you haven't seen the episode, so if you're wanting to not know the spoilers, go and watch the episode and then come back and share your views. Okay, so first of all, the fact that it focuses around a scared child is a concept I liked. Contradicting some things I say, that concept there kind of has similarities between Series 2 episode Fear Her. Fear Her, I don't like. I don't like it in the slightest. I do not like it. But this works. I really like it. The character of George I think is really good. He needs to work on his breathing, his heavy breathing. It's kind of annoying. But other than that, really good character, and I really quite enjoyed his involvement in this. The fact that all he had to say was, please save me from the monsters, please save me from the monsters, and just keep saying that, and the doctor came, I know what I'm going to be doing every night. Just sort of going, please save me from the monsters, doctor, and you know, fingers crossed Matt will turn up at my door. The door knocking, when they did the door knocking to see where this cry was coming from, first of all, when I saw the building, I was like, that looks like the Powell estate. I don't think it is, it looks too large. I believe the Powell estate, its real name is the Brandon estate, I think. And I think it's too big to be the Powell estate. That's what it reminded me of. When they first saw Mrs. Rossiter, I was like, that's Layla Hoffman. She plays Mrs. Treacher in How Not to Live Your Life. So I just got quite excited by that cast. I like it when I know different cast members. And then you have Rory and Amy going in the lift, and the lift went whew, and I was like, whoa, that was fast. And then that was kind of scary because lifts do scare me. I don't know why, I'm terrified of lifts, I hate them, so that for me was like, thank you Doctor Who, you've just added to my fear of lifts, brilliant. And then when Mrs. Rossiter was sucked into the bin bags, I was like, okay, I'm not scared of bin bags, but that was kind of weird. My favourite bit as well, again with Arthur Darvill and his one-liners, absolutely fantastic, when he says, we're dead, again. I was like, yeah, you are dead again, Rory. We obviously knew they weren't dead, but it was still kind of... I just love Rory's one-liners, constantly plucking them out. He is absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of my all-time favourite Doctor Who companions. Doctor Who characters, full stop, actually. I just absolutely love him. It's kind of weird that we have a male companion. Anybody else find that weird? It's just... I don't think of Rory as a companion. If I'm saying list the Doctor Who companions from C21, I would say Rose, Martha, Donna, Amy, and that's it. Kind of forget to mention Rory, but anyway. And when the doctor got all sort of sentimental over George when he was standing in George's bedroom doorway and he was like, who are you, are you going to take me away? The doctor's voice was very soft, and I think that's something, an emotion there, a sort of sentiment where we never really saw in David's Doctor, and definitely didn't see in Christopher Eccleston's Doctor. David could do emotional, David can do anything, but I think that's something in the Doctor that we get to see more of with Matt. He does have a sort of feeling sorry for others. He has a bit more compassion than what Ten did, I think. That's just my opinion, you may not agree, but that's definitely what I think. 25 minutes in, I realised it was a dollhouse. 27 minutes in, it was revealed that it was a dollhouse, you know, because I should have put two and two together. You know, the clock hands were painted on and the pan was actually made of wood. There was no doorknobs on the other side of the door. All these things were obvious signs that it was a dollhouse. I didn't realise until 25 minutes in, so I feel a bit thick. But I'm glad I realised it though before it was actually revealed. I could actually make that little conclusion there myself. Well done me. When the landlord melted into the carpet, it was like sucked through, I was like, that is gross. Not scared of carpets, but scared of the landlord. He looked horrible. When they realised that Claire can't have kids, and they kind of... It took me a while to sort of realise what George was, you know, like did they not steal him, but was he adopted and didn't know how he was adopted. We didn't, you know, it was kind of confusing. It took me a while to get my head around that, but I'm happy at the end. When the Doctor and Alex was sucked into the cupboard, I was like, this was the best moment ever, just the Doctor being sucked into a cupboard. It just looked fantastic. Obviously we knew they were going into the dollhouse. Wasn't really sure what was going to happen there. When we saw them, soon after that we saw the landlord being turned into the wooden doll, and I was like, that's the best process ever. It's kind of like the process where the gas mask comes on in Dr. Dances and The Every Child, and also kind of like The Beast Below, the process with the Smilers, where it's like a slow transformation into something creepy. I really like the process from human to wooden doll, and I wish that kind of happened more in the episode, just for self-satisfaction basically. But when Amy turned wooden, I was ready to punch those dolls. Yes, I liked watching her turn into Amy because it was kind of gruesome and gross and minging, but I didn't like the fact that she was turned into a wooden doll. What I did like, however, and you know, kudos to Mart, Gatiss, writer of this episode, for doing this, Amy wasn't turned into a wooden doll at the beginning. We had pretty much a full episode of Amy in Karen Gillan form, so that I very much liked. The giant scissors, the giants of Zeddy isn't a word, the crisscrossy scissors, I thought were brilliant. Giant prop. How fun would it have been to walk into work that day and see a giant pair of scissors? That would have been absolutely fantastic. The fact that Doctor left Alex to fend for himself, poking away the wooden dolls with his giant pair of scissors, I loved. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Very funny, very typical of the Doctor, and it just made this quite scary episode rather humorous, to be honest. When George opened the cupboard and went into the dollhouse, didn't expect him to go into the dollhouse. I just thought him to open the cupboard and everybody would come whooshing out in the human form, and that would be it. The spell would be broken, if you like. So I was a bit surprised that he went in there, but it made sense once he said Dad, and his dad went and, you know, crushed his way through the dolls, all these wooden dolls falling all over the place, and hugged his son, and it was, I did well up a little bit. It was quite emotional. Kind of like the scene with, episode titles are really not my forte, and the scene with the goo, the pod, with the doppelgangers, there we go, the scene with the doppelgangers where he realises it's his son, even though he's the doppelganger. You know what I mean? I hope you do. I can't remember the episode title, ignore me. And then we have the very end bit, and I mean literally the last 2 seconds, where Amy and Rory, the Doctor, and the TARDIS talking about history and planets, and you have the singing voice of the wooden dollies over the top, and it went tick tock goes the clock, even for the Doctor, which was played during the scenes, but we were so involved in what was going on we weren't really paying attention to the 100% lyrics of that scene. And then it said tick tock goes the clock, even for the Doctor. Now I have to admit, because Matt's been contracted to 2013, and somebody said Karen Gillan's been contracted to 2013, possibly just 2012. We know the Doctor doesn't die. We know for a fact that tick tock goes the clock, even for the Doctor, is just a bit of a red herring, a bit of something just to throw us off track, to make us think that the Doctor will die and he is at his last regeneration. Well, he might be at his last regeneration, but we're not going to lose Matt anytime soon, which is, you know, perfect because he's gorgeous. And obviously we know that the end is coming for the Doctor, technically, although he will get out of it as he always does. It's just a bit sinister and a bit creepy, and we know the day he dies, and I'm not looking forward to that day. I will cry, just for the sake of it, really. The next episode, it looks kind of good. It looks kind of like a cross between the cube, you know, and the figure that's inside the cube. That kind of looks like Christine Blakely, apparently, according to Harry Hill. That I thought was absolutely fantastic. Really, very kind of scary looking. It reminded me of the figure inside the cube. So I thought it's going to be brilliant. You know, where they touch each other and they have to go to sleep if they touch you. Don't know. Kind of got a bit confused. But it looks really good. The fact that we have 2 Amy's is absolutely sensational, because I love Amy, obviously. But what's going to come in that episode, I really don't know. I can't wait till next Saturday, of course, I can't. Next Saturday is the last Doctor Who episode I'm filming, reviewing in this house, because the Saturday after that I move, and then I will get to watch it, and oh, it's going to be brilliant. So, yeah. Definitely love this episode. One of my favourites from the entire Series 6. Which is odd, because you guys know I love River, and I got so addicted to Alex Kingston in Series 6. Loved her completely, I still do. So to have an episode without her, but to still really love it 100% was fantastic. Really great concept. The fact that we had fresh creatures, really brilliant. I think they could do a lot more with those type of creatures in future episodes. Not the same creatures, but the similar concepts. I'd like to see them tackle and sort of delve a bit deeper into. As I said, there were some really funny bits there. You had the scissors, you had Rory's one-liners, just loads of really great stuff. Great casting. It just worked really completely. Loved every second of it. And there was a lot of seconds because it was 45 minutes. But please feel free to leave comments and let me know your thoughts on this episode or anything else to do with Doctor Who or anything else. Requests, do let me know. I am still taking requests. Some people are like, are you doing them still? Yes, I am. But mainly I'm kind of focusing on current TV shows and Doctor Who. Please feel free to leave comments, and that is it for just now. I'll see you all next time. Bye!